Taufiq Rahim is a political analyst and director of strategy company Globesite. He joins me now on set. Mr. Rahim, it's good to have you with us. Is the ceasefire going to hold?
I think so. I think it's going to hold at least for the next few months and through the Israeli elections. That doesn't mean that there might not be minor violations, but I think there's a lot at stake, particularly for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, to keep this ceasefire on the table, especially considering the vested interest of Egypt and the United States in maintaining it over the next few months.
Okay, so it's going to hold, but there's been another conflict, some 160 Palestinians dead, 5 Israelis. So what was it all for? What will either side take away from what's happened?
Well, definitely, I do think it seems like we're at the same place as when this conflict began, except that there are 160 deaths on the Palestinian side and 5 in Israel. So obviously, it's a devastating humanitarian catastrophe. But for Israel, this is another example of its deterrence strategy, in whereby they punish the civilian population of Gaza, as well as hitting some military installations to try and prevent rocket fire from emerging at the same rate as before the conflict.
Do you think that Hamas has come out better out of this agreement than Israel has?
I think this is something that we're likely going to see in the next few weeks. In this conflict, Hamas had high-profile visits from the Prime Minister of Egypt, from foreign ministers like the Foreign Minister of Tunisia, and has really played a role in the political landscape of the Arab world, which it did not do and has not done since it took control of Gaza in 2007. And so we're seeing a little bit of the reemergence politically, formally, of Hamas, where it has greater legitimacy in the eyes of a lot of the international community, not in terms of supporting it, but in terms of recognizing it as one of the players and parties to this political issue.
This agreement was, of course, drawn up with Hamas, Israel, Egypt being the guarantor, the United States backing it. How much has President Mahmoud Abbas been sidelined by this?
I mean, if there is one figure that really comes out as marginalized here, is President Abbas and even the Fatah movement. Obviously, many people already viewed his presidency as anemic, sitting in Ramallah, very dependent on the Israelis and foreign aid. But he did have this campaign that he was relaunching to seek recognition at the United Nations. But now that has really been relegated to the sidelines of the news agenda as Hamas is ascendant, as the violence in Gaza has kind of shown he doesn't have that much of a role to play when it comes to critical issues that are facing Palestinians in both the West Bank and Gaza Strip.
That's political analyst Taufiq Rahim joining us on set. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.